I have this question that I came across. Nobody has really answered it here on Reddit Fitness. It was posted 16 hours ago, so I'm gonna try my best to answer it for you guys. While we do that, we're gonna go into a upper body only, slight, slow, steady state workout. Right now I'm just in between my training. I did a boot camp class earlier at 5 a.m. It is 8:30. It's 8:30 a.m. right now. I did a boot camp class at 5 a.m. I did a personal training class at 6:45 a.m. and I have my next one coming up at 9 a.m. my boot camp class. So between those, I usually take care of some business stuff and any questions, comments, concerns from my members or online on my YouTube channel, on my social media. That's what I usually do. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and answer this question. And like I said, it's only upper body. So what I like to do, I actually like to do this shoulder press, seated shoulder press. So we're gonna be doing that. And I have the question here. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab this box. So if you guys are new here to my channel, my name is Manny. I'm a certified personal trainer, and I started Manny's fitness program in 2009, which is outdoor boot camp. Started with 6 members. It's just in the outdoor parks, local parks, and then from there I ended up getting bigger and bigger. More and more people were interested and ended up joining. They started growing. And I think my very first class was outdoor boot camp at 6 a.m. I believe. 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And so from there, I ended up filling up that schedule because I was able to train more people as a group when I was outdoor, because you have more room, of course. Like here, we have 16 spots here in this training facility. So we have 8 on this side. Everybody has their individual square, 6x4 square that they reserve. Once you come in, you reserve it, and then you stretch. It's your square to the end of the class. And once you're done, you just clean it up, and then that's it. Clean up, cool down. So yeah, Manny's fitness program is a high intensive interval training workout program that involves indoor boot camp and personal training. Personal training, of course, you can do high intensive interval training with personal training, but personal training is more exclusive, basically. It's more personal, hence personal training. All right, so basically what we're gonna do, shoulder press, and then we will get to that question right now. It's a good question. You know, that they're very they took the initiative to ask a question like that, but it's hard to kind of ask anybody online, you know, because you can go to somebody's YouTube channel and you can ask a question in the comment section. If they're too big in their YouTube, if they're too big, they might not answer you, because and it makes sense. They have too many comments or questions to answer. They'll be spending all their day there. But if they're a small YouTube channel like mine, I have some videos on my channel that have blown up, and hundreds of questions, comments, concerns. So there's some videos that I have in there that I was never able to catch up to comment or to answer all of them. But anyways, this one right here is posted 16 hours ago. Nobody has answered, and I can answer it here. And what I usually do with these questions, I'll answer it here on this video, and then I'll also let them know here. I'll comment to them and let them know, hey, I actually made a video to answer your question there. So here's the link. Check it out. and it can help them. It's any little help. You know, I've been there, done that when I was a teenager. You didn't have you don't really have a direction unless you have a personal trainer. You know, so you might not be able to afford a personal trainer, or even join some kind of program. But if you do, because I used to run a youth boot camp as well. My son actually runs it right now. He's not able to run it because of his other 9-to-5 work wasn't letting him. But he usually does the youth boot camp. He trains from 13 to 17-year-olds, and it's amazing. It is amazing for the kids, and you learn so much. You'll learn more in personal training, of course, but personal training is way more expensive. Boot camp will be more affordable because personal training, now you're going to be emphasizing in detail your nutrition, your workout regimen, your exercises, your goals, constant weigh-ins, constant evaluations. There's a lot in personal training. Boot camp, you can still do evaluations because I do body measurements, consultations, but it's an option, right, for my boot camp members. A lot of my boot camp members, they do one of those body measurement evaluation consultation at least once a month, just to kind of see where they're at with their body fat percentage, their weigh-in, and then they want me to give them more advice or what else can they be doing in order to reach their health and fitness goals. Some of my members are actually maintaining. They love to maintain what they have achieved, because some members come in and they get super fit. You know, they reduce their body fat percentage to around like 10%. They decrease 10% of body fat, and they're at a very healthy range of body fat percentage. And not only that, even muscle mass. They build some muscle. Like a lot of my members here in boot camp, they're incredible. They are incredible. And like I said, my boot camp is high intensive interval training. We do high intensive interval training. It depends as well, right? Here and there, I would have to tone it down a little bit, because we'll be doing the squat rack. Like, let's say heavyweight squat rack. You cannot do high intensive interval training with the squat rack. All right, 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna go and answer the question of the day. But if you have a question yourself, leave it down below on this video here, and I'll go ahead and grab it from here, and I'll answer it on the next one. So usually this is kind of what I like to do. I like to come out and I'll make a video for you guys in regards to certain advice or certain knowledge that I think it's important for everybody to know and recognize and understand, so you can reach your health and fitness goals yourself. Nobody should be living their life weak and unhealthy, but it is hard work. That's why, right? But you can make that hard work fun, exciting, motivating. And I always make sure of that in all my classes, right? So yeah, today is actually my rest day. This is low intensity, so this ain't too bad. This is just getting my body activated. Like I said, because I have another boot camp to run at 9 a.m. and then I have personal training at 10:45 a.m. and then I have a 5 p.m. boot camp, and then I have a 6:30 p.m. boot camp. So we're busy in here. That's why this is all I do right here in this training facility. Is just boot camp and personal training. I also do online coaching, just in case some of you are watching this from from somewhere else, and I also do online personal training. So make sure you guys visit my website, mannysfitnessprogram.com. All right, so let's see. So the question is, hey, all, thanks in advance for the help. So big shout out to Bonsai Craze 13. A few general fitness questions. I'm 33. And what I like to do is I try to grab as much data as possible, because if I don't get their weight, or if I don't get their height, if I don't get their age, if I don't get their gender or anything stuff like that, it makes it harder for a fitness trainer to evaluate and give them advice on whatever they're trying to reach, right? He or she says, so far I've mostly been doing a better job with my diet, and I've been consistent with playing soccer 2 times a week and walking strenuous hilly about 1 hour, 3 miles. Okay, 3 times a week. So that's a lot of cardio already. So playing soccer 2 times a week. Soccer is high intensity. All soccer games that I've seen, it's pretty high intensity if it's a real soccer game. If you're just out there just kicking the ball back and forth, then of course no, right? But if it's an actual soccer game, it's pretty intense. 2 times a week, so that's good sprinting and cardiovascular type of training. And walking strenuous about 1 hour, 3 miles. Yeah, sounds about right. 3 times a week. So that's a lot of cardio already. So the legs are getting hit like crazy right here all week. So first advice I will give is, if you want to build legs, be sure that you're resting. And if you still want to do walking and playing soccer, then do those 3 times a week. Do it, walk and play soccer the same day. That way you have the next day to recover, repair, replenish, and all that, right? So the magic happens at your resting periods, right? When you rest, that's when you replenish, rebuild, right? Form, all that, right? So if you're not resting, you're not gonna build. All right. I think my ideal weight will be around 160 to 165. Okay, so far I have that he or she is 33. Oh, you know what? I forgot to read it above. It says that he or she is down from 183 about 4 months ago. So he or she lost around 15 pounds, give or take. All right, that's fine. So his ideal weight is 160 to 165. So, and this person is right now 165 to 170, which is fine. Okay, that doesn't really matter right now. I want to look lean, athletic, but still be a little big, muscular. Okay, there you go. That muscular part is going to be the one that you're not going to get if you're overtraining, right? Too much too soon, too much of a good thing. Yeah, it's just too much, unless you're supplementing or doing I hate talking about PEDs. I hate bringing this up, but it is out there, so do I condone PEDs? No, not at all. No steroid, no SARMs, no Tren, no HRT, no TRT, none of that. The closest what I do is probably here and there I'll do creatine, and that's about it. Protein shake here and there, not even permanent. I concentrate on whole foods, a lot of lean meats, good fats, good oils, a lot of vegetables, some fruit, nuts, seeds, water intake. Make sure you have your probiotics, prebiotics, enzymes and all that. And you're good to go. I get it from like Greek yogurt and stuff like that. But anyways, let's continue. So he or she wants to be big or muscular. Does that sound reasonable? Yeah, oh yeah. I just need the age. Okay, so far I will. Oh, well, the age is 33. I need the height. Is what I need. I need the height. I would say I currently look pretty athletic, but I still have a bit of a gut, and my muscles aren't really defined. Okay, so perfect. Yeah, that's a thing. Like, that's why it's 10 times easier for me to give advice to my members, because I know their abilities, I know their performance. When you do an exercise, it gives you a lot of intel on how much muscle you probably have, the level of muscle strain, like the conditioning of the muscle, the ability of the muscle, the strength of the muscle, right? Healthy muscle. So when I have a brand new member here and they're barely able to, let's say, do curls with a 30-pound fixed barbell, we have a very unhealthy muscle, low impact muscle, low strength muscle, so on and so on, right? So if their muscle is that weak, then we're talking about a low metabolism, right? Once it gets stronger, better, and faster, you raise your metabolism, then you're able to burn more calories, then you'll be able to burn more body fat, so on and so on. So this person right here says, but I still have a bit of a gut and my muscles aren't really defined. Yeah, so this person is mentioning that they have been losing weight. A lot of times, it's not about just losing weight. This person is doing a lot of cardio, probably for that, just to lose weight, which is kind of good, but not good in the matter of building muscle. Because if you just lose weight just by doing cardio, you're going to be weak in the upper body, right? Unless you do swimming. Swimming involves a little bit more of an upper body, but the majority of cardiovascular exercises are low body impact. So this person's probably doing all that cardio to lose weight, and that's probably how they lost weight, but they never did resistance training, right? Resistance training, muscle building training, especially in the upper body, because he or she is doing soccer and walking. That's not really going to build muscle in a bulky way. You still build muscle, but you'll be building lean muscle tissue. That's fine. What you want is the upper body, right? So this person might not be seeing definition because there's no muscle to define, right? There's no muscle to define. So how are you going to see any muscle if there's no muscle to define? So you got to build that muscle and then lower down your body fat percentage, and then you'll be seeing the definition of that muscle, right? And a lot of times there's still a gut because you're probably losing, this person is probably even losing muscle because of too much cardio. So we got to pay attention to that as well. Too much cardio will get you into a catabolic state. You won't really lose any body fat anymore. You'll start holding on to body fat, so on and so on. You'll actually lose muscle. Right? So you got to be careful with doing too much and eating too little. My plan is to add weightlifting. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I have a dumbbell circuit that I used to do 3 times a week and biking 1 time a week. I've done both before, so it shouldn't be an issue. I guess I'm a little bit afraid of burnout. There it is. Yes, he or she will burn out. The only way that you're able to do more and not burn out is 2 things. Well, I'm gonna do 3 things. One of them is hydration. You just make sure that you're hydrated, first of all. Second, a burnout will occur if you're too little in calorie and too high in performance and output. You're not putting it in. You're not putting in you enough, and you're pushing out more than what you have. That'll burn you out. And another thing is no resting. You're not resting. in between workouts. You're not resting for recovery, so on and so on. So, yes, be very careful with the whole burnout. And this person is 33, so we're not talking about a teenager or early 20s. If we're talking about a teenager or early 20s, then now we have a younger body that's able to recover, repair, replenish a little bit faster than an older body. All right. And let me see. What's the best way to approach this? So what I would say is, let me see. They have a little bit more. So let me go ahead and cover the rest of it. Also, one problem I've always had that I've wanted to address is flexibility. Okay, despite playing sports my whole life, I've never been much of a stretcher, and my flexibility is non-existent. Yeah, range of motion is going to play a big part to really stimulate the muscles. Yeah, if you don't have a range of motion, you're not going to really stimulate the muscle as good as you would if you did have full range of motion, and you want to stimulate the muscle from every direction. And if you don't have flexibility, you're not able to perform at every direction, so on and so on. I think it's very much catching up to me now. What's the best way to address this? What I would say, there's a lot of good stretching videos on YouTube. Any stretching, it's just stretching, stretching every single muscle of the body. So you'll find all that on YouTube. Follow something that is in the beginner's level, and then from there go a little bit higher. Or yoga. Yoga is great for flexibility, posture, core, balance. Yeah. And of course, flexibility. Yoga is a good one. There's some yoga instructors out there that can make a yoga intense. But you always start low, and then from there you'll adjust as you go. All right. Do I look up flexibility progression videos for beginners? Yes, there you go. How many times a week of stretching is ideal? It depends. If you work out hard and you have some soreness, then if you have soreness, then be expecting tightness. So you want to stretch out when you recover, repair, rebuild after a good hard workout. How many times a week of stretching? So does it matter if I do it immediately, before, after workouts? It's always good to stretch before a workout. I don't really stretch as much because I'm always moving. I'm always doing demonstration of exercises, so my ranges are always being utilized. My flexibility is always being utilized. I do a lot of running myself, so I don't really stretch too much because, like I said, I do a lot of full range of motion exercises. How many times does it matter if I do it? So before, after, like I said, after a workout, you don't have to do it immediately. Do it after you have recovered. That way you don't deal with tightness and stuff like that. Or lactic acid, right? Or should I just treat it as its own separate thing? Yeah, there you go. So there you have it. I can only say so much. A couple of things that I pointed out. I hope that helps. But be sure to get a good resistance training workout program, and you'll be good. Get a beginner's, and if that beginner was too easy, that's fine. You at least now know where you're at. You want to always start at the lowest, and from there it's going to give you an understanding of you either staying there until you get stronger, better, faster in that program, or already move on to the next one because it was way too easy. You didn't really get out of your comfort zone. You didn't get the heart pumping, blood flowing, so on and so on. So now, one thing that wasn't mentioned here is nutrition. Nutrition is going to play a huge part in this, especially if this person is low in muscle and high in body fat. Don't go into a weight loss regimen. Go into a muscle building regimen. And then once you build it for a couple of months, then you get on a deficit. Then you'll see a little bit a better weight loss. You'll see better weight loss. You'll see better performance. And then depending where you're at in muscle mass, if you were super low, then you're going to be doing that for a while. Get on a deficit. That way you don't continually build too much body fat, because during the time that you're building muscle, you might gain a little bit of body fat because you're consuming more calories than usual, so on and so on. You know, you don't want to be in a deficit, so get on a deficit after a couple of months, and then go back onto the bulking stage, right? So, but there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed these kind of videos. If you did, don't forget to hit the little thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new. I'll be pumping out some of these videos more for you depending on you. If you hit the like button, you leave me a comment, question, or concern down below. Share the video with somebody that might utilize this knowledge to better themselves. And now, again, if you're interested in joining my program, either personally or online, visit my website, mannysfitnessprogram.com, or email me. My email is getfit@mannysfitnessprogram.com. Other than that, you guys take care, be safe, stay motivated.